On December 7, 1941, the Japanese Empire launched a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, shocking the world and leading the United States into World War II. But what led Japan to make such a bold and risky decision? To understand why Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, we need to look at the geopolitical situation in the 1930s. Japan was a rapidly growing industrial power, but it lacked essential natural resources like oil, rubber, and steel. As a result, Japan began expanding its empire to secure these resources, starting with the invasion of Manchuria in 1931 and then a full-scale war with China in 1937. This aggressive expansion alarmed Western nations, especially the United States, which saw Japan's ambitions as a threat to stability in the Pacific. In response to Japan's invasions, the U.S. imposed economic sanctions, including a critical oil embargo in 1941. This was a major blow to Japan, as it relied heavily on imported oil to power its military and fuel its expansionist plans. Facing a severe shortage of oil, Japan's leaders believed they had only two options: withdraw from their conquests in Asia or secure new sources of oil and resources by force. Japan's military leadership chose the latter option, but they knew that the United States would likely intervene if they expanded further in the Pacific. To neutralize this threat, Japan devised a bold plan to launch a preemptive strike against the U.S. Pacific Fleet based at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. By crippling the American fleet, Japan hoped to prevent the U.S. from interfering with its plans to dominate Asia. On the morning of December 7, 1941, hundreds of Japanese aircraft attacked Pearl Harbor, sinking battleships, destroying aircraft, and killing over 2,400 Americans. The attack was intended to knock the U.S. out of the war before it could even begin. However, instead of weakening the United States, the attack galvanized the American public, uniting them in a call for war. The next day, the U.S. declared war on Japan, and just days later, Germany and Italy declared war on the U.S., bringing America fully into World War II. In the end, Japan's decision to attack Pearl Harbor backfired, leading to the very conflict they had hoped to avoid. It set the stage for a brutal and devastating war in the Pacific that would last until 1945.